And the other item was the TV tower. I was approached by a fellow that kind of wants it. And
Where is it?
He will take it down
out there
for it.
It's the old cable, for the cables by the city shed, just to the south.
Just want that, right?
Will he take everything else out there?
Well, he didn't say that. He just said he wanted the tower.
Who is it, you know?
Hefner. There isn't anything in that building. I went out there one time when there was somebody that was concerned about the cable system here in town, or thought they was going to try to rejuvenate it or something, and I went out and looked, and they've gutted that building. And for no more than what's there and no size, it wouldn't really be useful for much. But the tower kind of sits there, and the building kind of goes with the tower, you know, and
yeah,
all of it's in the way, but it's kind of spendy to take it down also. But he said he will take it down for it.
Or is there any chance we'd ever use that for something?
And the building too?
Well, he didn't say the building, but maybe I can talk fast enough to get him to push it down with his pickup or something. I don't know.
Like for radio communication thing, or?
You got your water tower. I mean, if you're going to do that, you can do that on that.
Well, unless you decide to do like wireless internet or something like that, and needed a spot to put it, you wouldn't want to use the water tower. You'd want a smaller.
Are we close enough to anybody to do that? Well, it depends. They always come out with something different, I guess. But
right now, it's not centrally located. You couldn't really do it, but if you ever did, I don't know if you what that involves. By the time we get that figured out, the tower would be rusty and falling down anyway, but it wouldn't be of any use. However, we can't give it to him. You'd have to put it up for bids.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would not be opposed to putting it up for bids.
It's the first time.
I would personally like to give it to him, but you can't.
First time I've ever heard any concern about it.
If you
I bet
put it
there
up,
wouldn't be anybody that probably wants it.
no. I mean, if you
all
would
you
like
do.
to make a bid, but you know exactly what will happen.
Yeah, if
The
you don't
night
do
that
it.
you give that to him, somebody said, well, I would have gave you $5,000 for it.
Right.
And so you just have to get a bid.
I want to know how legally, you know, the way we got that, we didn't purchase it, we didn't, it was just forfeited through their franchise agreement. They abandoned it, and legally, I don't know.
does it sit on city ground? I assume it
That's on city ground.
for a year or so.
I don't know.
Been what, 3-4 years?
3 years at least. And there's been various places around town where the wire that existed from it has fallen down, and they've been just
mine fell down.
wound up or cut off or whatever to get them out of the way.
But I wish somebody to take that stuff, from getting it down, and get it out of there.
Yeah, there isn't anything to it.
No.
When you take it down, we couldn't get under ours, so we cut it down. And you can roll up a roll out that's, you know,
There's no value to it.
this big, and you can carry it off in one arm. I mean, it's,
No, no, just little thin wire.
Because it's going to be falling down over intersections, and
yeah.
it'll be, you know,
The day we took ours down was on a Saturday. We were putting up rafters for the new shop. We piled them on that side of the street. When we'd pick them up with the telehandler, we couldn't hardly get underneath it. So I said, well, just jack me up there and I'll cut that. Well, then people that lived down on the corner in that rental house saw me do it. And it was a Saturday. Pretty soon here comes the IPS truck about a half hour later.
Oh.
And he'd been at my place once before that summer moving some poles when we put that building up. I says, you didn't get called on like an outage, did you? Yeah. They actually thought that was electrical wire I cut. Just went up with a pair of dikes and cut it, you know. And Harold Payton was running the telehandler. He says, I saw her looking out the window, he says, or looking out the door when you did that. You know, but how stupid do they think you'd be to And then it's kind of like,
And that you didn't light up or
my
anything like that.
electricity's still on, and you know, it's,
Jim's still standing straight up.
Yeah, I see, I believe the city owns that tower, and I see no reason to keep it, but if we want to draft a short, something for the local paper, you know, sealed bids on a 30-foot tower must remove from the property. If you want to do that,
Give it
fine,
time
or else it can stay right where it's at. I don't
the other thing guy might consider, the only other thing I can think guy might consider is, once you take the thing down, get it out of there. You know, don't let it down and let it lay there half the summer while you're
Right.
cleaning it up or whatever. So I don't know how you'd word that.
And I'm sure being he approached me, he probably has
To use
a place that he wants to put it, or figures he has a purpose for it.
And I'm sure he'd be the only bidder on it.
Very possible.
You know, I'm positive about it, but it's the only right way to do it.
Yeah, you're right. Wonder how he plans on letting it down. How tall is that?
He said something about using like a damn tall cherry picker, grab a hold of the thing and take the bottom of it loose and then just swing it over and lay it down.
How tall is it? I never really paid that much attention.
I call it a 30-footer.
Yeah, it's not,
Oh, yeah.
it's not super
not big.
tall.
Basically tall enough to give bud trees.
And they're not heavy.
Put a time limit on it. I mean, the bidding, the time limit by, because otherwise, the minute you give it to them, they'll say, well, I was gonna put a bid on it.
Next month,
Yeah, or the next meeting or something.
next meeting.
Next meeting's April 4th. Let's see if we can get something going.